Hey Podheads, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Starbuck, aka the Prince of Dorkness, and today is April 22nd and it's my day off. So we're going to take a look at the books I read on my day off reading comics. So stick around, let's talk comics. Welcome back to the channel, Podheads. I'm your host Starbuck, aka Prince of Dorkness, and today we're taking a look at my day off reading comics. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you like this video, subscribe below, and ring the bell for notifications so you know when I have new comic book reviews, collected edition, omnibus, trade paperback overviews and reviews, as well as my Records After Dark show, where I review nerdy niche and novel vinyl records. So let's get going. What we do in this show is I do a quick thumbs up, thumbs down review of the books that I read this week so that you can determine whether or not they're books that you should read or runs that you should be interested in. That being said, my books aren't always the newest because I do mail order them, so sometimes they're last week's books, sometimes they're this week's books, sometimes they're, well, yeah. Sometimes they're not always the most recent. A lot of my viewers are checking to see whether or not they should pick this up in collected edition or trade paperback after they've been released, so this is a good indicator for that as well. Let us start with our first book of the week, which is Black Panther number 5 by Ridley, Cabal, Landini, and Mia. So this book was fantastic. I'm really enjoying the Black Panther run right now. I do think that if you're interested in picking it up, there's only 5 issues right now. Make sure you pick up the first 4. It is not a huge like superhero-y book. There's not a lot of outlandish action happening, costume people beating each other up. This is a story of politics, espionage, murders, assassinations, and it's got a real awesome feeling to it. It's very real. I love the way that Shuri has been such an incredible ally in the book. I really love this book. Definitely check out Black Panther number 5. Big thumbs up. Next book we have on the list is Wolverine number 20 by Percy Kubert and Martin. This one surprises me only because has it really been 20 issues since Wolverine came back? I know that we had the Madripoor series and all of the other series when he first came back, so it's been longer than 2 years, but it just doesn't seem like that long. I love Logan, and I was super bummed when he was gone for so long. I'm super glad to have him back. This book, with that being said, this is not a Logan book. In fact, this is barely a Wolverine book. This is a Deadpool book. If you love Deadpool, you're gonna love this book. It's fantastic. Long and short of it, though, is effectively Deadpool is trying to get into Krakoa to become a citizen of Krakoa. The mutants aren't having none of it. It's super fun. Definitely worth checking out. Big thumbs up for Marvel's Wolverine number 20. Coming up next, we have X-Men number 10. So I've been real critical of the X-Men. Those of you that watch me every week know that I haven't really been digging what's been going on since Jonathan Hickman took over, and even after he ended his run. It's been hard for me to get on board with this whole everything. It's just weird to me. It's been super convoluted to me. That being said, X-Men number 10 was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Laura has become, over the course of this series so far, since Hickman left and Duggan took over, Laura's become my favorite character. I know a lot of you will agree with me, and a lot of you will say she's been my favorite for years, and that may be the case, but for me, I'm really coming now into my own to love Laura's character. This book is fantastic. I really recommend it. X-Men 10, big thumbs up. The next book is a book I'm late on. This is from Free Comic Book Day. This is the Avengers XMen Eternals Judgment Day crossover number 0. Is that how they're doing it? I'm not quite sure, but it was really good. I didn't expect much of it. I thought that it was going to be a convoluted mess, but in this one free book for Free Comic Book Day, it did get me kind of caught up as to where they want to go with the storyline in July, and I'm definitely on board. I think that it was a fun story. There's a lot of possibilities. I really love the artwork. The Weaver artwork in this, I just think has such a fantastic feel. I love the way that Cap's armor, just like each of the scales glistens. Really reminds me of Pacheco's work on the Avengers. I really enjoyed it. The Judgment Day, I really don't know what this is. The Free Comic Book Day, Avengers X-Men Eternal Judgment Day. Maybe it's just Judgment Day number 1. It's awesome. I look forward to the crossover. I'll probably be picking that up, so I will definitely let you know how that goes as it comes out this summer. Coming up next, so thumbs up for the Free Comic Book Day book that you probably read 2 weeks ago. Coming up next, all right, so this will be the first issue of this book that has not gotten Pick of the Week when I read it. And it's not because it's not good. This was one of my favorite books this week. This is Nocterra number 9 by Scott Snyder, Tony S. Daniels, and Marcelo Maiolo. Oh my goodness, guys, it just keeps getting better. The Sundog Convoy is now teamed up with Blacktop Bill in an effort to bring back the light, destroy the big PM, and bring humanity into the big AM. And of course, there's a whole lot of drama happening with that. There's a lot of action, but we get to start seeing a little bit more of not only Bill's background, but also kind of his thinking as to what's going to happen after the big PM ends, if it ends. So if you're not already reading Nocterra, you need to be reading Nocterra. How many times do I have to tell you? Go pick up Nocterra. Amazing stuff. Big thumbs up, 2 thumbs up. 2 big thumbs up. Coming up next, we have King Spawn number 9. King Spawn this month was done by Sean Lewis, writing the script plot. Artist was Tom Nachlik, and colors by FCO Placencia. This book was awesome, guys. I really enjoyed the artwork. I think that Thomas, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, Thomas Nachlik, his artwork is beautiful and is a perfect fit for the King Spawn mythology. There was a 2-page spread in this vertical spread that I'll show you. I'll make sure to show you guys on the camera that just really took this book to a whole new level. The artwork was seriously so incredible that I forgot what I was reading from time to time just because I was so just entranced. I'd stop and really just chew on the art in the book. I really loved it. It also gives us some great mythology, great background for the Spawn mythos as it continues on with this King of Hell storyline. Definitely a thumbs up. This was another book that almost had my pick of the week. I definitely recommend this book, guys. Absolute big thumbs up. Also, everything coming out of the Spawn universe right now is good. It's a little hard to keep them all straight because we've got King Spawn, Gunslinger Spawn, Spawn, and the Scorched. So it is a little hard for me to keep up on all 4 of them, but I'm really enjoying each of them in their own. And I'm sure that as I start going back and rereading chunks of them at a time, it will kind of solidify a little bit in my mind. But right now, loving the Spawn universe, loving everything Todd Father's doing. And coming up next, we have Batman, Superman, World's Finest. Man, this whole week was just filled with so many great books. World's Finest was another example of this. This done by Mark Waid, Mora, and Bonvillain. This was a fantastic issue. It really stepped up what I thought was kind of a trope-heavy first issue of World's Finest. But this brought us into the Doom Patrol mansion, which is always fantastic when we can get a Doom Patrol crossover with Batman or Superman. I love that stuff. Seeing the Doom Patrol try to fix Superman after being injected with a cocktail of red kryptonite. We'll just say that the story gets pretty intense with them trying to treat him, but overall, you get some really wonderful Doom Patrol moments, and I thought that the levity from that really brought a lot to the book, and I think that anything you put Doom Patrol in is good. So, big thumbs up for issue 2 of World's Finest. And that, guys, will bring us to the book of the week. And if I had asked you, or if you had told me last week that this week this would be book of the week, I would say you were wrong. And no, it's not G.I. Joe. I didn't have a sudden change of heart and now start loving everything IDW is doing with the Joe Life franchise. But what we did get instead was an incredible Hulk number 6 by Donny Cates, Ryan Otley, Cliff Rathburn, and Frank Martin. This is the finale to the Smashtronaut storyline, so I don't know if we're going to continue doing the whole like Starship Hulk thing. But let me tell you guys, with some real ups and downs in this book, this was one of my favorite story arc finales that I've read in a really long time. Not just because the artwork was incredible and vibrant and drew my attention all over the page, even if I hadn't gotten there yet, but this writing. I mean, Donny Cates is known for his capable writing abilities, whether it's in the cosmic universe, whether it's writing Venom. But I think that the Hulk takes a different type of writing to succeed at drawing readers in emotionally. And this particular issue, oh my gosh, guys. In this issue, we see Bruce Banner in the same situation we've seen him in for the last 5 issues prior to this, which is at the helm of Starship Hulk, which I like now, going back and reading the last 6 issues and kind of seeing this type of story that's been told. I like that there's not a lot of explanation. This is a very existential story, and one that is not made to provide you with answers as to how this works. It is a story to uncover and develop parts of the Hulk and parts of the Hulk's character that you're not familiar with. And let me just tell you guys, this book was not only filled with the same action that it has been for the last 5 issues, but the depth of emotion that I felt while reading this book is extraordinary. As Banner has been continuing his Starship Hulk persona, we get to the end of this storyline where he's in another dimension. He's fighting these monstrosities that have been created by Thunderbolt Ross by dropping a gamma bomb on Earth's population. I feel like what we see during this book, and like I said, not all of it is meant to provide you the answers that you're looking for, but we see at one point Betty fighting with Banner in the psyche of the Hulk, mind you, that everyone's got a Hulk. Rick had a Hulk. You've got a Hulk. Thunderbolt had a Hulk. Amadeus has a Hulk. But the only person that doesn't have a Hulk is Hulk. And at one point in this exciting issue, when she has Banner restrained, she turns the power on the Starship Hulk up to a 9, which has our titular hero fighting Galactus, Thanos, the Eternals, like every big cosmic bad that you would normally think is way outside of Hulk's range of competency, and they just all get thrown at him. And in this scene, we see, if you're afraid of spoilers, stop listening now. In this scene, we see the Hulk break. As far as I remember, in my experience with the Hulk, although I've not been a constant reader for 30 years, this is the first time we see the Hulk just break. And he cries out to Banner, like begging him to stop. And right after this, we see the Hulk just split in two as this titanic creature emerges, which is, of course, the Hulk's alter psyche, his Hulk. It's 30 feet tall, thousands and thousands of pounds, and is the most vicious, horrifying creature ever to be shown in the pages of a Hulk. It's super awesome. And after the story ends, after we've met the challenge of the book at the end, and as Banner is running away from the anticipated explosion that's coming, the blast doors close on the building that he's in, and the Hulk is separate from him, standing outside the doors, and you see the Hulk just say, Hulk, sorry. And to me, oh my god, guys, my mind was blown. It was like, for the first time ever, the Hulk recognizes the burden that he places on Banner. For the first time ever, this giant behemoth rage-filled monster recognizes what it's like to have something worse than him bottled up inside of him. So I really think that, to me, this is a stepping stone to a larger storyline within the Hulk. It's just one of those moments where a single word can change everything about a character. In this case, sorry. That's my video, guys. This was my day off reading comics. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please like this video, subscribe below, and ring the bell for notifications. It's always a pleasure to talk with you, podheads. Thank you. Make sure that you comment below. Let me know what your favorite books were this week. And keep watching, because I've got more content coming this week. I've got an omnibus overview of Doctor Strange. I'm doing Cole the Conqueror, and more, I think. So stick around, and remember, when all else fails, take a nap.